Ridgway was born in Salt Lake City, Utah in 1949. He grew up in a working-class family and had a difficult childhood. He had a history of behavioral problems and was arrested multiple times as a teenager. Despite this, he was able to hold down jobs, including working at a truck painting company, and even served in the Navy during the Vietnam War. In the 1980s, the bodies of several young women were found near the Green River in Washington state. They had been strangled and their bodies left in remote locations. Over the next 2 decades, more and more victims would be found, and the case became one of the largest and most expensive in American history. Ridgway was able to evade capture for so long by being meticulous in his killings, often using his job as a truck painter to his advantage. He would lure his victims by pretending to be a helpful stranger, then he would strangle them and dump their bodies in remote locations. He also frequently changed his appearance and method of killing to throw off the investigation. Ridgway was known for targeting vulnerable women, many of whom were prostitutes or runaways. He would often frequent the areas where they worked and lived, and would often pick them up in his truck. He would kill them, usually by strangulation, and dispose of their bodies in remote locations. Ridgway would later confess that he killed so many women because it made him feel powerful, and he had a desire to kill as many women as possible. He also admitted to feeling little remorse for his actions, and even expressed pleasure when talking about his victims. The Green River Killer case is a chilling reminder of the dangers that exist in our society, and the lengths that some individuals will go to satisfy their twisted desires. It also serves as a reminder to always be vigilant and to never let down your guard around strangers. Ridgway's killing spree lasted for nearly 2 decades, from 1982 to 2001. It wasn't until 2001 that he was finally apprehended, thanks to advances in DNA technology. Ridgway was able to evade capture for so long by being meticulous in his killings, often using his job as a truck painter to his advantage. He would often paint his truck in different colors to change its appearance, and would often change his method of killing to throw off the investigation. During the investigation, Ridgway was considered a suspect but was never charged due to lack of evidence. He was finally arrested in 2001 when DNA samples taken from the victims' bodies were matched with samples taken from Ridgway. Ridgway pleaded guilty to 48 counts of murder in 2003 and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As part of his plea deal, he agreed to lead authorities to the remains of several of his victims and to provide information about his killings in order to help bring closure to the families of his victims. The Green River Killer case is one of the most infamous and chilling in American history. The victims, who were mostly young women and girls, were brutalized and left to die alone in remote locations. The case serves as a reminder of the dangers that exist in our society and the importance of staying vigilant and aware of potential dangers.